Hey everyone, this is David Brown with the migration update for April 11th, 2022 from the Braddock Bay Hawk Watch. The weather started off today with some sunshine in the early morning hours that then became more of an overcast sky, and the winds were a light southeast that shifted around to east, and then eventually in the afternoon when this photo was taken, the sun popped back out, but the winds shifted northeast. But finally at the end of the day, the northeast lake breeze was competing with a southerly wind, and then eventually a strong southwest wind overtook the lake breeze, bringing the temperature up and bringing a huge flight of turkey vultures and other migrants. Let's take a look at the bird photos. Here we have a breeding plumage common loon migrating overhead. Here we have a juvenile bald eagle. Here's one of 3 merlins that we had today. We had 2 of these helicopters go over the lake really low, which was pretty cool to see. Here we have a barn swallow, and one of the best field marks to use is the long forked tail that they have. Here we have an adult Cooper's hawk, so big head, graduated tail feathers, and we know it's an adult because of the orange barring. Here we have an osprey carrying a fish. Here we have a turkey vulture, and the late day turkey vulture flight was really impressive. They were coming through pretty close to the platform and fairly low, although the flight line was shifting depending on the winds. But definitely the last couple hours of the count saved us, and actually I counted until 6:30 p.m. because there were still birds in the air. Here we have an adult Cooper's hawk in a stoop looking for a meal. This female American kestrel was hanging around again today and perching in many of the trees. Here's the adult Cooper's hawk perched in a tree, and we can see again those outer tail feathers are significantly shorter than the central tail feathers. Another good field mark for Cooper's hawks is the pale nape. So you can see how the back of the neck, although this angle doesn't show it perfectly, but the back of the neck is a lighter color compared to the blue on top of the head and on the back, whereas on a sharp-shinned hawk, this would all be one continuous color. Here's one of 6 sandhill cranes that we had migrating today. Here's a juvenile red-tailed hawk gliding high overhead, so we can see the dark patagial bars and the belly band, and it's a juvenile, so no dark trailing edge and no red tail. Here we have one of the local ospreys taking a fish back to the nest. Here's a group of 4 migrating sandhill cranes. Remember, cranes fly with their necks straight out compared to great blue herons, which usually curve their neck into an S. Here's another adult Cooper's hawk, and this is kind of a classic coop shape. Big head, kind of straight wings, bit of a rounded tail because the outer tail feathers are shorter, even though the tail is completely folded. So if you didn't have this part here, it might look more straight across, so it's not the best field mark to use in this posture, but just this whole front section of the bird is classic Cooper's hawk. Here we have a light morph rough-legged hawk, and this appears to even be an adult male. Dark trailing edge to the wing and multiple tail bands being the field marks to age and sex it as an adult male. And here we have another light morph rough-legged hawk, and this one looks like a juvenile. Not much of a dark trailing edge and more of a diffuse tail tip. And just a really dark patch on the lower belly. And here it looks like it's missing some feathers. Here we have a sharp-shinned hawk, so the wings just look a bit curvy, especially with these bulging secondaries. The head's kind of small. This pattern on the underside is it's more kind of, I don't know, blobby, or this is a juvenile, and it doesn't have that teardrop streaking like the Cooper's hawks have. But one thing I want to point out is people say sharpshins have squared off tails, not rounded. Well, this tail looks pretty rounded, right? Well, all the feathers you can see are actually the same length, but when you fan them out, of course they look rounded. So don't get confused about that field mark. You can just tell that all of these tail feathers are basically the same length. Here we have a peregrine falcon that was migrating high overhead. So you can see the facial pattern and also the pointy wings that all falcons show. Here we have a northern harrier, a juvenile, which can also show rather pointy wings when they're in this kind of glide posture. And here we have another merlin, and this was a life bird for one of our young visitors at the Hawk Watch today, so congratulations on the lifer. Also notice that this bird has a full crop, so that means it ate probably a songbird recently. If we take a look at the eBird checklist, 63 species today, and as always I'll put a link so you can check it out for yourself. And if we look at hawk count for the migrant raptor totals, today we had 1,272 turkey vultures, 9 osprey, 5 bald eagles. It was actually 15 northern harriers. I need to fix it. There was an error with the hawk count website. 33 sharp-shinned hawks, 7 Cooper's hawks, 1 red-shouldered hawk, 33 red-tailed hawks, 4 rough-legged hawks, and for falcons we had 20 kestrels, mostly later in the day, 3 merlins, and 1 peregrine falcon, for a total of, it'll actually be 1403 once I correct it. So, great day. Sorry to everyone who came out in the morning and had a really slow morning, but it really picked up in the afternoon and then especially in the last couple hours of the count. If we take a look at the forecast, tomorrow will be mainly sunny with a high in the low to mid 50s, winds west-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. I would expect it to be a decent migration, with the one caveat that the blue skies will make it difficult to spot birds, and the winds will be somewhat strong, which can make it difficult to hold binoculars still and make it feel a little bit colder. So I would assume there will be some migration. Winds out of the west-northwest is not the ideal direction. Southwest, of course, would be better, or straight west, but good enough to get somewhat of a flight tomorrow, so I'd expect to see some birds. For Wednesday, we're looking at rain showers in the morning with scattered thunderstorms in the afternoon, high in the mid-60s. Winds south-southeast shifting around through southwest up to west-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour, or maybe slightly stronger. So that day will largely depend on just the time of day, when the winds shift. Will there be a southwest wind when there's a little bit of sunshine and it's not raining? So we'll keep an eye on that with the forecast tomorrow to see what time of day might be best. And for Thursday, showers in the morning and then cloudy in the afternoon. A morning high of 60 degrees, falling in temperature, and winds southwest at 15 to 25 miles per hour. So that's a good wind direction, but we'll see how the rain and the cloudy skies impact it. But if there's a period where the winds are good and it's not raining and maybe we get a little bit of sunshine, we could get a pretty big flight going. All right, that's it for today. If you liked this video, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notifications bell so you don't miss any of these daily updates from the Braddock Bay Hawk Watch. This is David Brown. Thanks for watching.